Hi there, Edney community. It's Jim here. It's time for some parenting tips. While enjoying my regular read last Sunday morning, I came across an article about parenting by Dr. Lisa Feldman Barrett, a distinguished Harvard psychologist. It's jam-packed with valuable advice. The advice is so valuable that I thought I would share them with you so that you can apply them in your daily parenting activities. A child's brain is not a miniature adult brain, if you will agree with that. It is a brain-born work in progress. It's up to parents to create a world, both physical and social, that is rich with wiring instructions. Based on years of research in neuroscience and psychology, Dr. Barrett recommended 7 parenting tips to help your child to build a brain that is flexible and resilient in her original article that I read. Before I share her recommendation, let me introduce Dr. Barrett to you. Dr. Barrett is a distinguished professor of psychology at Northeastern University. She is among the top 1% most cited scientists in the world for her research in psychology and neuroscience. Dr. Barrett has published over 240 peer-reviewed scientific papers in top journals in psychology and cognitive neuroscience. She has 2 best-selling books, 7.5 Lessons About Brain and How Emotions Are Made. They are both on my to-read list. Dr. Barrett's credential is very impressive. We should take her advice seriously. Before I build on Dr. Barrett's parenting advice, let me explain why resilience and flexibilities are so important for the coming generations, like those of your child. Resilience and flexibilities are both important qualities to be successful in increasingly competitive world. Resilience is the ability to rebound from adversity, whereas flexibility is the ability to adapt well to change. Both skills are important for anyone who wants to stay ahead of the curve in their profession. They will need to adapt quickly to changes in the industries. There's a trend of reduction in permanent employment opportunities worldwide. The gig economy is growing its prominence as we speak. Going into entrepreneurship directly after graduation may be the only viable option. Who knows? Certainly, resilience and flexibility are going to be important qualities for surviving in the future scenario. Over the next couple of minutes, I'm picking 6 out of 7 pieces of advice presented in her original article. Alright, here is Dr. Lisa Feldman's first advice. Be a gardener, not a carpenter. What is the difference between carpenters and gardeners on their craft? Carpenters craft wood into shape they want, whereas gardeners help things to grow on their own by cultivating a fertile landscape. Likewise, parents can sculpt their child into specific expert in one field, say a concert violinist, or provide an environment that encourages healthy growth and that align with the child's tendency and interest. You might want your child to play the violin in a symphony hall someday, but forcing your child to take lessons and grinding practice may either eventually build a virtuoso or somebody who sees music as an unpleasant chore. The gardener approach would be to sprinkle a variety of musical opportunities in friendly environments and see which one sparks the child's interest. Once you understand what plants you are growing, in our example, maybe the type of musical instruments or musical genre, you can adapt the soil for your child to grow and thrive. Here is her second advice. Talk and read a lot to your child. Even babies who don't understand the meaning of words, their brain still process them when we speak to them. The words you speak to your baby help to build a neural foundation for later learning. So more words So the more words your child hears, the greater the foundation. Your child also has better vocabulary and reading comprehension skills when it's time for she or him to go to school. We at Edney Kindergarten can testify the positive effects of verbal language exposure on brain development of our kindergarteners. We have noticed rapid increase in vocabulary acquisitions and communication skill. Over 95% of our kindergarteners who successfully transition from home to kindergarten. Their literacy skill, especially reading and speaking, correlate with the amount of exposure to spoken words, style of expression from their caretakers such as yourself, our teachers, and their friends at school. Teaching unfamiliar words, especially emotion words, sad, happy, frustrated, is highly beneficial to young children too. The more they know, the more flexibly they can act. Dr. Barrett suggests parents to take the opportunity to present to them in daily situations to elaborate on feelings of other people for their children. Talk about what causes emotions and how they might affect someone. Example, see that crying boy? He is feeling pain from falling down and scraping his knees. He is sad and probably wants a big hug from his parents. By elaboration, we are not only helping children to learn how to express themselves emotionally, but we also nurturing their brains for understanding other people's feelings. In short, we help them learn the quality of empathy. Third advice, explain things. It can be tiring when your child is constantly asking why. Yeah, I echo this comment from Dr. Barrett. The whys bombardments happen not only during the day, but to the last minutes before my 5-year-old boy falls asleep at night. When you explain something to your child, you have taken something new from the world and make it predictable and understandable. Brain works more efficiently when they predict well. Avoid answering why question with because I say so. It's because children who understand the reasons to behave in a particular way can more effectively regulate their actions. In fact, being able to reason and predict make us human different from most of the mammalians in animal kingdom. If your child knows I shouldn't eat the candies because someone in power told me so and I'll get into trouble if I go against it, what if you are not around? When the authority is missing, it's better if they understand, right? I shouldn't eat all the candies because I'll get a stomachache and I will disappoint my brother and sister when they can't have theirs. If we explain the reasoning to our children, it helps them to understand the consequences of their actions and fosters empathy. Fourth advice, describe activity, not the person. When your son hit his sister, for example, don't label him bad boy. Try to be specific. You can say, stop hitting your sister, it hurts her, and make her feel annoyed. Tell her you are sorry. We also want to apply the same rule for praise. Don't label your daughter good girl. Instead, comment on her actions. You are being very helpful to mommy. You help me wash all the dishes. Good. By phrasing your emphasis on praise differently, you help her brain build more useful concepts about her actions and choices. Dr. Barrett gives a fantastic suggestion on describing the actions of storybook characters instead of simply labeling them good or bad. When a character in the story cannot tell the truth, for example, don't tell your child Peter is a liar, which is about the person. Instead, you can say Peter told a lie, which is about the activity. I absolutely love her idea. Dr. Barrett also recommended following up with more prompts such as, why do you think Peter did that? How will other people feel if they find out he didn't tell the truth? Should they forgive Peter? With right prompting questions, parents can engage in curiosity rather than certainty. This approach triggers the flexibility in their thinking that they will need in real-life situations. Fifth advice from Dr. Barrett: help your child to model you. Notice that some tasks that seems like work to you, for example, cleaning the house, weeding the garden, can actually be fun plays for your child. Children learn naturally by watching, playing, and most of all by copying adults like us. It's an efficient way to learn and it gives them a sense of mastery. So hand them a miniature broom, a garden spade, or a toy lawn mower and let the imitating begins. I practice this advice a lot without knowing it. When I'm fixing stuff at home, I often get my 5-year-old boy to hand me the tools, to look for the right tools in my toolbox. What can you ask for more? You get extra help. Your child gets to play, learn by modeling you. 6. Encourage agency. Agency is a big word in psychology. It simply means taking the initiative to do what's right. Children learn to try things on their own without parents' help. You know that? Like getting dressed, carrying their backpacks. Let them try. It's good for them. You want them to develop a sense of what psychologists call agency. I know, being a parent myself, knowing when to step in and when to step back can be extremely challenging. But if we are always present and taking care of every single need that they have, they don't learn to do things themselves. Well, it's important to step in and take charge when necessary and help your children develop the skills they need to succeed. It's equally crucial to letting them struggle, to build resilience, and help them understand the consequences of their actions. This is a fine art of parenting. We need to balance between rope in and let go delicately. It definitely helps to let your child know you will always be there when they need your help. Match your words with your real action. They struggle, we support. They grow, and we learn. Personally, this has been my rule of parenting. The reason is very simple. I would rather take the risk of them falling small and safely within my control to build resilience rather than falling big and suffer irreparable consequences that dent their confidence in a big way later in their adulthood. Okay, let us do a recap of the 6 tips. Number 1, be a gardener, not a carpenter. Number 2, talk and read a lot to your child. Number 3, explain things. Number 4, describe the activity, not the person. Number 5, help your children to model you. Number 6, encourage agency. I hope this helped. If you have any comments, please post them in the chat space below. If you find these tips useful, share them with more parents. Thank you for listening. See you in future parenting tips video.